Well, as a week, we were on the road for a tough Southern Evansville weekend, and I was very proud of our kids and how we handled and fought through the travel and the competition and the home atmospheres that we were a part of. And what we had Friday night, we had Southern Illinois, and I thought we really came out focused and ready to go. I thought we did a lot of great things, both offensively and defensively. I talked last week about Southern having the fastest offense in the conference and being able to adapt to that, and I thought we did a great job of that because it's a very difficult offense to try to simulate in practice. We tried to do it the best we could, but it wasn't quite the same as what we saw on Friday night, and I thought our kids really did a nice job of adapting to that very quickly. We found ourselves ahead 2-0 at the break and handled those two games pretty well, and came out in the third game. I thought we started a little bit slow in terms of, I thought Southern did some nice adjustments at the break, and we took a little bit longer than I'd like to see adapting to those adjustments. And we found ourselves down, I think, at least 6 or 7 points during that game, but we were able to claw our way back and make it a game by the end of it. And the end of the game, I thought we saw some great things, and I thought we saw some tentative things by both sides. We had a couple kids that I really liked their attitude during the what I would call tense situations in terms of very aggressive, but almost to the point of too aggressive, swinging as hard as they could, maybe hitting shots that they didn't have. But to me, I'd rather take that than being tentative. But we ended up losing that game 29-27, I think the score was. Headed in the fourth game, and it was about the opposite of that. We started off fast, got a pretty good lead, and Southern found a way to get back into the game and had the same situation at the end, some tight points, but I thought we executed a lot better in that fourth game and ended up winning the match in 4. So very proud of our kids. Amy Brown, as we talked about last week, I know I had the question about her offense, but she ended up leading our team in kills on Friday night, so definitely back on the offensive side. She also led our team in digs, so a great performance by her. But again, just to me, another team effort, everybody doing their part, and that's basically what this team is about this year for sure. I had a tough trip over to Evansville. I know our kids were worn out. I know the coaches were stiff and sore from the bus ride, but I thought our kids really did an excellent job this weekend of just fighting through a lot of things that I know that they were going through. Evansville, to me, is a very dangerous team for us to play when you talk about matching up against different teams, just because they're very scrappy defensively. They're very energetic. They don't have 1 or 2 kids that you can key on, so very different than the night before, and I thought our kids did a great job. We had, I bet, some of the longest rallies of the year in that match, and the difference to me between when we played them here last time, we stayed aggressive, we stayed patient. If we didn't lose the rally, it wasn't because we were forced into something that we shouldn't have done. It was just a great play at the end. One of the rallies, I think, has to be the longest rally in history. There was at least 5 times where I thought the ball hit the floor. Not to mention the ball probably cost the net 10 to 15 times. So just some great points against Evansville, and I thought our kids stayed true to who we are instead of being forced into something that we weren't. So very proud of our effort on that side. We were very well balanced again offensively. I think we had 4 kids in double digits again in that one match, and Amy Brown had another double-double, so a great weekend for her. Winning the 2 matches this weekend, it did solidify our 2nd seed. Even if we would lose this weekend and Wichita would win, we'd be in a 2nd place tie, but we would win the tiebreaker. So that is absolutely huge for us to have that 2nd place, just because of the matches that are going to be played on Thursday with the 3rd through 6 teams are going to be some very tough matches. So we're glad to have that bye. Even if we would win on Saturday and Creighton would lose to this weekend, we would be in a tie for regular season championship, but they would win the tiebreaker. So we have solidified the 2nd seed, and again, happy about that. When you look at the rest of it, Creighton's for sure 1st in the seeding. Wichita more than likely will be 3rd, and then after that, have absolutely no idea. The next our 4 teams are in a position, or 3 teams are in a position that anything can happen this weekend. So we have absolutely no idea who the possibility is that we'll be playing for the first round of tournament. But we're not worried about that because we have a match on Saturday that is huge for a lot of reasons. First of all, it's our last regular season home match, our last home match of the year. And it's also the match that we will honor our 5 seniors. So a couple things with that. First of all, Bradley to me is an extremely dangerous team because they have played a lot of teams very tight, just have not come out on the winning end. And it will be their last match of the season. So they're going to come in with a nothing to lose attitude. We'll get their best game. So to me, they'll be very dangerous. The other side of that is we have not seen Bradley since the very first conference match of the season, which was over 2 months ago. So it's a little bit different how our conference does it. We play the first team, or whoever we play the first weekend, we play the last weekend. So there's going to be a lot of scouting by video that we're going to have to do over the next week to be prepared. Also, like I said, it's senior night, and we have a big and a very special group of seniors. I won't go through each senior in terms of what they meant to this program because it would take entirely too long, but just a very special group that has, I think, done a tremendous job on the court, obviously, which a lot of people see, but what they've meant off the court has been just as special. So our 5 seniors are Krista DeGeese, our middle blocker, 2 outside hitters, Megan Lehman and Amy Brown, Candace Burke, our libero, and then Jenny Wilms, one of our DSs. All are significant roles on this year's team, so obviously we're losing a big chunk this year. So to me, the best way to recognize and honor these 5 seniors is, number one, to be able to get a win on Saturday would be huge. But the other part of that is being able to have a huge crowd like we have had all year. Just so thrilled with our support that we've had, you know, the administration and our marketing department really helping with that, and then just people coming out. We are 6th in attendance in the entire country. That's over 300 schools in Division I volleyball. We are 6th in attendance, and that is a crazy thing to me. That is so awesome. We hope that people know that we absolutely do not take that for granted. It means a lot to us. We played in crowds this weekend that had barely 200 people, and their gyms are a little bit smaller, so it felt like a little bit more than that. But putting that in perspective, we have close to 3,000 average, and so we're very proud of that and would like to finish our home regular season with a big crowd as well. So thank you for that support. Maybe we can even push it to top 5 if we get a big enough crowd this weekend, but thank you for that over the entire year. Is there any questions? All right, that's a first. Thanks.
Bring it on.